My name's Ed Folsom, and I'm here to talk a little bit about cancer and the problems of cancer and who's affected by cancer. So, according to the National Cancer Institute, cancer is a term used for diseases in which abnormal cells divide without control and are able to invade other tissues. Cancer cells can spread to other parts of the body through the blood and lymph systems. So cancer isn't just a sole problem. There's many, many different kinds of cancer. It's all over the place. You've got lung cancer, colon cancer, ovarian cancer, testicular cancer. There's cancers of every kind. And the big problem with it is once you get cancer initially, it starts to spread and cause more and more issues. And if you don't get it treated quickly, it gets to the point where it's stage 3, and you go in and there's a small chance you might live, but for the most part, it's not really likely. So I'm a little curious if I could get a raise of hands. How many people here have known someone or have been related to someone who has cancer? Yeah, quite a few of us. It's surprising how many people actually are affected by cancer. Me personally, it's a very personal issue for me. My mother was diagnosed with stage 1 colon cancer. She was lucky the tumor in her colon was not metastasized, and she was able to get it removed and went through a very small amount of treatment, and it was gone. So I was very lucky for that. She didn't have to go through too much chemotherapy. It wasn't too bad on her, but it was a big scare for our family. On top of that, my uncle was diagnosed with stage 2 lung cancer, and he is a survivor as well. And my great-grandmother died of ovarian cancer about 15 years ago. So it's a very personal issue for me, and cancer is a big problem. And so according to the CDC, in 2010, 574,743 people died from cancer, 500,000 people. And that's 186 people per 100,000 in the United States. So that's quite a lot of people. It affects a very large percentage of our population compared to other diseases. It was the second most leading cause of death within the United States. So cancer is a big problem. And I hope we can all take it a little seriously because everyone. I got a lot of hands raised. Everyone's been affected by it. Slide. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Gilded Club. The Gilded Club is also, again, a very personal organization to me. I've done a lot of work for them for the past couple of years. For about 3 years in a row now, I've helped organize and run a wine and cheese kickoff to their Gilded Walk, which I'll go over a little bit later. But I've done a lot of fundraising and event organization through the Gilded Club, and that is also through my company. So they're a great organization. It's a nonprofit charity that raises money for cancer research, as well as it provides programs for people with cancer and relatives of people with cancer. So not only does it help people with cancer, but there are programs within the Gilded Club that are designed to help the relatives of cancer patients, the people who have to help their family and they don't really know how to deal with the fact that their loved ones have cancer. So it's very good. They have support groups and stuff like that. Not just, like I said, not just for the cancer patient, but support groups for the family members and the relatives and people who are trying to help. It's called the Gilded Club because it was named after Gilda Radner. Gilda Radner was a Saturday Night Live star back in the 80s. She was diagnosed with ovarian cancer in 1986, and she died 3 years later. According to the Gilded Club of Del Valle, Gilda Radner spoke of establishing a support community in New York when she felt better and said there should be 1,000 of them. And she talked about these support groups and opening them up because she had a very strong support group. So for about 3 years she was going through cancer, but she had a lot of loved ones, a lot of family members, and a lot of people supporting her. And she really appreciated all the help. And it was her idea that she would want to open up more and more support groups. So once she died, a lot of people started opening up these Gilded Clubs throughout the country. The first one was in New York. And our local one now, the one that I do the work for, is called the Gilded Club of Delaware Valley. So these clubs are specifically designed just for cancer, just to raise money for cancer. There's clubs all across the country, but like I said, our local one, Del Valle. So there's a lot of things we can do for cancer. Not only can we donate, there's donating money, there's all that stuff, but there's a lot of events and stuff that these clubs run. So like, for example, the Gilded Club, they run an event called the Gilda Walk. And some people in the class have probably heard of it. I know Bobby had heard of it before. The Gilda Walk is a walk in which people bring their dogs to a big park, everyone takes the dogs for a couple-mile walk, and then there's contests and prizes and stuff at the end. There's like costume contests for the dogs and raffles and fundraisers, and basically it's just a big way to raise money. On top of that, they do events throughout the year, like a golf tournament. There's a golf tournament coming up May 28th or 27th. And if you're a golfer and you wanted to go, it's a bit pricey, but it's all for charity, so it's about $300 a golfer. So if you've got a team of 4, it's going to be $1,200. But you get a bunch of food, free stuff, they give you swag, and then on top of that, you're raising a lot of money for the organization, which is really good. So the ways you guys can help, not only can we show up for these events, but you can go and spread awareness about the organizations. A lot of people don't know that some of these charities even exist. And the number one way to help them is to spread the word around. Show your parents the website. Show your friends and families the website. If you have someone who's affected by cancer, reach out to them and tell them about the Gilda Club. Any sort of help helps. Any publicity is good publicity. Everyone knows that. And that's the same in regards to any charity organization. They want to be heard and they want to be seen, and you can help just by spreading the word. On top of that, you can volunteer. They take volunteers throughout the year. You can also donate money if you'd be interested, but again, no obligations here. And you can also get, like I said, get involved in their activities. There's the Gilda Walk tournaments, the wine and cheese events, which I've specifically worked with, and among numerous other activities that they have posted on the website. So if you did want to look at their list of activities, they have a calendar. It's at gildasclubdelval.org. And we can all make a difference in the fight against cancer. It's a big problem, and I think everyone should be really concerned about it and put their attention towards it. Thank you.